Christmas. We're so excited. We're doing the last of the previews. It's so funny. Barely in the nick of time because Hallmark is starting this weekend. We're recording this on the 18th. It probably won't get out till next week, but we're recording the Lifetime preview. They were the last to release their slate. They have 12 movies coming out, and there was a time when Lifetime had over 30, which is very interesting. How we've seen these trends and these things, and I actually called. I thought I said that they're going to do 12 movies, and sure enough, we got 12 movies. And I am film critic Rachel Wagner, and Michelle's here.
Hey everyone,
how are you doing?
Yeah, good. I'm excited. It's crazy that this is starting so soon.
I know. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that I have ever been done all of the previews finished recording all the previews by the 18th of October. That's a record, new record. So
okay, well, we're winning.
They're exhausting. If y'all didn't know, previews are a lot of work.
Yeah,
but a lot of fun. And of course, we have our preview ranking system that we do for all of these rankings. We have our items that you get in a stocking is the idea. And this is our 8th Christmas season. Can you believe that?
Nuts. Before you know, it's going to be a decade.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like that we'll definitely have to have like a party of some kind and bring everybody out and whatever. So we got 2 years to save. So that'll be good. But yeah, I mean, how are you feeling? Are you excited about not just Lifetime, but just the Christmas slate going forward, coming up?
It's always tough for me because I'm such a horror person. And it's always frustrating to have Christmas sort of infringe on Halloween. So sometimes it is a little bit like whiplash. And this year I'm not doing it, but most years I will do like 31 days of horror where I'll watch something horror related every single day of the month. And I don't think I did it last year either. And I'm certainly not doing it this year. So it's not as bad as like watching something.
Didn't you start it? It only lasted like 4 days.
Yeah, 4 days. I got 4 days, and then work just ruined it. I was so disheartened. I was like, I can't even. I'm lucky to get home and literally get into my bed and
I get that.
Start all over.
But
yeah, it was a failed attempt this year. Kind of half-hearted attempt, to be fair. But at least I won't have the whiplash of watching something really horrific and then trying to get in the mood to watch a Christmas movie.
Maybe you'd watch some of those Christmas horror movies and maybe like your gateway.
Yeah, 100%.
Like Black Christmas.
I don't think we have. I don't think we have one this year, do we?
Well, the only one is that Terrifier 3.
Oh, don't even get me started. Yeah, don't get me started on Terrifier. They're such awful movies, and I don't understand why they're successful.
What I've heard is they just go insane. Like,
yeah, it's a different type of horror. It's like horror has all these different genres. This is like splatter horror. And I will say that the main performance, and like I forget his name, but the main actor who plays Art the Clown is phenomenal. Like, he's incredible. Like, his performance, his physicality, everything about him is perfect. The writing is just horrific. Like, the second movie is 2.5 hours long, Rachel. 2.5 hours.
No,
I paused it and there was still like an hour to go, and I was like, are you joking? So worst
that was definitely the one holiday movie this season that I was like, nope.
Yeah, I might do it for the podcast, but we'll see.
Okay, well, yeah, if you do, because we're going to be doing our non-Hallmark recaps starting in November, and we'll be doing them, and so yeah, maybe we'll get your Terrifier.
Tell you what, I will go see it tomorrow. I will go see it tomorrow at the cinema. I have a free day
can't
tomorrow.
Be responsible.
Yeah, you're responsible. So the things I do for Hallmarkies podcast. I will go see it, and I will rant on our first episodes about Terrifier.
I'll pay for
I
your
feel like I'm
ticket.
safe. I feel like I'm safe ranting about it in this community. If I
Yeah.
ranted about it in the horror community, it
Right.
would not be good.
That's funny. Ho, ho, ho. We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies Patreon.
Do you love Hallmarkies podcast, especially at Christmas?
Do you enjoy the holiday previews, recaps, interviews, and bonus episodes?
If the answer is yes, please consider supporting the Hallmarkies Patreon. We need your help to do what we do both during the Christmas season and all year round.
But not only do you help a podcast led by strong, independent women by becoming a Patreon, you get to become a part of the Hallmarkies family.
Starting at only $2 a month as a patron, you will have access to our Facebook Patreon group where we talk about the movies, shows, and more all year.
We also have many monthly patron watch-alongs with guests like Lacey Chabert, Natalie Hall, Paul Campbell, Mary Lou Henner, and more, giving their behind-the-scenes details of their films.
As a patron, you also have the chance to provide input into the podcast and even join us at different tiers.
So this Christmas season, spread some cheer to the Hallmarkies Patreon and become a member today. You won't regret it.
Go to patreon.com/Hallmarkies to learn more.
That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies. All right. Well, we have 12 movies for Lifetime, and one of them I have already seen. So we got an acquisition in that realm. But let's dive in. We have Christmas at Plum Hill Manor. This is on the 16th. So that's when they're starting their season. So the latest of anybody. The 16th of November.
Yeah, they're doing it right.
Yeah, it stars with Maria Menounos and Kyle Pryor. Director Brian Herzlinger. Writers Avery Henry Bailey and Megan Henry Herzlinger. And Margot Stone, a beautiful rising architect in New York, discovers a magical Christmas secret in an English countryside manor she unexpectedly inherits. Experiencing Christmas across the pond may make Margot a fish out of water, but an unforeseen romance and sense of belonging give her a breathtaking new blueprint for love. So I really love Brian Herzlinger. He's been very friendly to the podcast, done watch-alongs, interviews, great. His wife, Megan, is great. I'm wondering if this Avery Henry Bailey is like her sister, maybe? Megan Henry Herzlinger. Like, sounds. But I really like these creators. Yeah. I think I'm still a little bit traumatized by Maria Menounos and the Holiday Dating Guide, which was also directed by Brian Herzlinger. That's one of my least favorites ever.
Yeah, I think it was down kind of at the bottom of my list last year.
If we did me and Terry probably should do worst Christmas movies since we've been doing this podcast, because we did a worst Hallmark Christmas movie episode, but that would probably be on there, the Holiday Dating Guide. It was not for me.
Yeah, it was rough.
And Maria Menounos pretending to be like a 20-year-old with this like ponytail and bopping around and stuff, like it was really bad. And this sounds much more palatable. Sounds totally generic.
Yeah, that's the thing that I was going to say. It sounds more like something we've seen a million times, but is that good or bad? Like, is it going to be boring in that sense?
Yeah.
So yeah,
it certainly sounds better than Holiday Dating Guide. I would give this a dusty sock. I'm not going to coal it just because it sounds more generic than terrible. And I do like these people, so it'll be nice. But I'm giving it a sock.
Yeah, I'm going to go sock as well. I don't want to go coal right out the gate. But yeah, I just hope that there's something interesting there and that they write her as, someone a bit more believable. They tend to do, it's not like her fault. They tend to do this a lot with actresses. They don't know how to write for certain ages.
Yeah.
It's like they've got like a 25-year-old like mindset and then they just apply that to everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was like an immature 25. Like it was, and every once in a while you'll get like a grounded story about a 40-year-old, like the Terry Hatcher one last year
Yeah.
that was so good about
Mm-hmm.
her going through this divorce and working at the end up working at the inn and everything. Like that one was really good.
Mm-hmm.
But this just sounds really bland. So we'll see. Okay, so then we have Holiday in Happy Hollow. That's a tongue twister for you. Holiday in Happy Hollow. This is on the 17th. It's Tamara Almeida and Cody Ray Thompson. Real estate developer Gracie's ambitious new project faces an unexpected roadblock when she stumbles upon a quirky detail from the past. The charming Christmas tree farm she has purchased once raffled off tiny 1-foot deeds to local families, each holding a sentimental piece of land. To salvage her vision, she must team up with his local historian Jack, embarking on a heartfelt quest to track down these families and persuade them to part with their cherished slices of the farm. So this is like, you remember those like you can buy a piece of Scotland. Like, did you ever see those ads?
Yeah.
I mean, sure, you would just laugh being from Scotland. But yeah, that supposedly you could buy a piece and be like a lord. Lord of your 1-foot square or whatever of Scotland. That's kind of what this sounds like. They were selling plots of the Christmas tree farm. And
right.
I'm not sure how all that's legal, but nevertheless, 1-foot deeds were sold of a Christmas tree farm, and so then they're on the hunt for all these deed owners. I mean, and to have a lead protagonist be a real estate developer, that is very risky.
Yes, bold. That's bold.
Very, very bold. Yeah. Unusual. Yeah. And then so I don't know. This one sounds fine. I don't know either of these actors.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm not familiar with either of them. He looks familiar for some reason, but I had to look at his IMDb and I couldn't see anything. But yeah, it sounds interesting. It just depends on if the performances are there.
Yeah. So I would give this one. I'm gonna give it an orange. Be optimistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it a very basic orange. Nothing
Basic
fancy.
orange. Yeah, agreed. Okay. Then we have Christmas in the Spotlight. And this is on the 23rd. Jessica Lord, Laith Walschlager, Jeannie May, Haley Cahill, director Michelle Olette. Bowen is a popular musician and celebrity who, despite always singing about love and relationships, hasn't found Mr. Right yet. Her fame and busy recording schedule make it nearly impossible to date. When she meets Drew, a pro football player, backstage at her show with his niece, there's an undeniable spark between the two of them. When Drew publicly declares he has a crush on Bowen, they decide to give dating a shot, much to the excitement of her manager, Mira. With each passing day they spend together, their feelings grow stronger, but can it last the limelight, especially when they both have such hectic schedules? And I have to say, this is like, okay, we get it. We all like Taylor Swift. Like, this is definitely the most obvious Floyd to Swifties.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, they're smart for doing it. You have to give it to them. They are smart for doing it. They're going to get all the Swifties watching it. I'm not a big Swiftie. Like respect her as a songwriter and things like that. And I'm definitely more a fan of like her early stuff. But yeah, this whole like her relationship and all of that, I'm not really all that interested, to be fair. And I haven't actually seen a lot. Obviously you see stuff like now and again, but I'm aware that there are people that are like really into it. And I think they are smart to lean into that and give that audience, which I'm sure is large.
Of the ACC, what's that? The ACC stuff? What's that? You said you haven't seen much of the what stuff?
I'm sorry, I haven't seen any like all of our earlier stuff, all of our later stuff. Sorry.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but yeah, it's just they are smart for doing it. I will give them that. And I'll give it a fair shot. But I feel like I'm going into it pretty fresh because I don't really know anything about them.
About
Like Taylor and all of the whole thing, and
ouch.
like yeah, like I'm not. We don't get any American football here, so it's not
Oh,
like a
okay.
thing. So like they really tried to like push it. I think this Christmas there's some NFL games over in the UK.
Mm,
They're doing like a whole season, but they've tried it for years. They really have tried to push NFL and American football here, and it's just never really taken off. And we just don't get a lot of we get a lot of Taylor, but we don't get fed a lot of that. Um,
well, I
American
mean, you have
footballer
rugby
who's
over there is more popular,
like,
right?
rugby's more popular. Obviously, like football slash soccer is more popular, and cricket is even more popular. Like things like that. So we
Yeah.
don't. Yeah, and I can't even defend cricket, so it's the most boring sport in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna give this one a Cole. It just sounds a little desperate to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems
hmm
too obvious. I'm not that excited about it. But if they have good chemistry, it could be fun.
Yeah, I'll give it a sock. I'm not familiar with what it's based on. I'm not familiar with the actors.
Yeah.
I don't think we have a writer to really kind of look at, you know, previous work. I'll give it a fair shot, but yeah, as far as excitement level, sock.
Yeah. Okay. Then we have Sincerely Truly Christmas. This on the 24th. Stars Paula Brancotti, Jake Epstein, and Howard Hoover. Writer Matthew Thaler, director Sean Sistema. When event planner Christina is fired just before Christmas, she makes a wish that magically comes true. Armed with the ability to hear what people want for Christmas, Christina learns that bringing reclusive one-hit wonder Dan Copen out of retirement could help get her job back. But to get to Dan, she'll need to go through a handsome realtor, Robert, who needs help finding the perfect Christmas gift for his son. So I was thinking for a while there, I was like, this summary, I'm thinking, oh, she's going to end up with Dan, reclusive
hmm
one-hit wonder Dan Copen out of retirement, and we'll help her get her job back. That seems like, oh, okay, that's a rom-com. But now, then all of a sudden, this last sentence, they add realtor Robert. What's up with Lifetime and realtors this
Yeah.
season? What's going on? I don't know. This one actually sounds pretty fun to me.
Yeah.
It sounds, and Jake Epstein's so charming. So
Yeah,
that
I was like
helpful.
100% sure I'd seen this. So I think it's an acquisition,
I
but
think so
I
too.
don't know if it's just because I'm so still very much like following all of the Degrassi people, and this is a Degrassi reunion with Paula and Jake. They were in the show around the same time, so I don't know if maybe it's not on my list from last year, but for some reason I feel like I've seen it.
I think so too. That was what I was thinking is, and Jake Epstein has done so many
He's
movies.
done so many of these; they're starting to blend together. Jake, you needs to calm
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. I'm going to see if there, because sometimes you can tell if it's an acquisition if there's another poster.
Well,
Okay, it
it's
says
sincerely
TV movie
Christmas.
2023.
Yeah.
There's a different poster. I bet you we
hmm
saw this last year.
Yeah. It feels like we did.
Yeah.
It feels like something I would have sought out, just because of the cast.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did see it last year.
There's that
That's
many
not a
of it
good
too.
sign. I shouldn't give it my diamond ring. That I
there's,
saw it and I totally forgot about it.
there's that
Gosh.
many of these movies. Oh my god.
But I will still give it my diamond ring because I do think it sounds fun. I'll give it, or like I'll give it a really good orange. We'll
hmm
see.
I'm gonna give it a diamond ring as well, just in the
Yeah.
hopes that I haven't seen it, and it was another Jake Epstein movie that I happened to watch that year, because there was a Jake Epstein movie last year that was Lifetime. I'm not like
last year there were
sure.
like he was in like 4 movies. It was
Yeah,
a
and I'm
lot.
sure one of them was Lifetime. I definitely saw one because one is on my list and it's not that, and it's not Sincerely Truly Christmas. So, some of them do so many that they confuse us.
Yeah.
Like,
And
I'm going to stick with my diamond ring.
He's in 3, including this year. And so, yeah. We have BB Winans, We Three Kings on the 30th. BB Winans, Bethany Brown, Lisa Berry, Faith Wright, Romeo Miller, Deborah Joy Winans, writer W. Stork. Okay. Lincoln is a retired musician turned record store owner and proud father to the 3 King sisters, Lydia, Gracie, and Abigail. For the first time since their mother's death, the 3 estranged King sisters return home for the holidays. Lincoln hatches a plan with family friend Janelle to bring his girls back together again this Christmas. So I actually think this sounds pretty cute. It's always nice when there's one that's less romance focused and more about, family. And it looks like that Phoebe Winans is a gospel and R&B singer. So he sounds great. And I don't know, this just sounds nice to me. It sounds pleasant. I love Wendy. She can do some really good stuff. Nice family story, I feel like.
Yeah. I feel like I'm going to give it a sparkly orange in the hopes that there's going to be some good music.
Yeah. Agreed. That as well. And so, yeah, I'm going to give this one actually a diamond ring. I'm hopeful because I like the writer. I'm assuming the music will be good. And it just sounds like a nice family story. Hopefully it doesn't get like too mired in like conflict, of like the family fighting. Because I wouldn't like that, but
yeah.
Okay. So we'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the good folks at Harper Press and Lindsay Gibson and her new book, The Christmas Coin. Professional ballet dancer Amelia Collins is blindsided when an accident causes a career-ending injury. With no other options but to start over, she leaves city life behind to remodel a country home in the quaint village of Whitebridge, Connecticut. Running on nothing but hope, she moves in only weeks before Christmas. Then she discovers an old European coin with a story while loading some boxes into her attic. A story that might upend everything, especially when single dad Benjamin Walsh finds out about it, and when she learns he's in charge of her remodel. She isn't quite sure how the holiday will go. You can find out more about The Christmas Coin and all the great books from Harper's Road at harpersroad.com. You can purchase The Christmas Coin wherever you do your holiday book shopping, or you can use the affiliate link below. That's The Christmas Coin by Lindsay Gibson. We know you'll love it. So then on the 1st of December, we have Make or Bake Christmas. This is Vivica Fox, Jackie Harry, and director David Decoteau. With Christmas fast approaching, Leslie, known for her expertise in all things domestic and top lifestyle brands, is looking to expand her business. She sets her sights on the bakery, Sugar Bakers, owned by Denise Sugar Baker and run by her son David. Determined to make a deal for the end of the year, Leslie sends one of her top employees, Emma, to go undercover as a seasonal employee in order to convince them to sell. Emma unexpectedly finds herself falling in love with quaint bakery with its Christmas spirit staff and especially David. Now, I don't know if Vivica Fox will be the lead in this, or if one of these other, this Jasmine or one of these other will actually be. Let me see if it says anything on the. Let me see. No, it doesn't say, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, this seems to be Lifetime's thing. Just having people,
especially with Vivica Fox. A lot of times she's like the commentary, but I would think it would be a little bit weird to have both Vivica Fox and Jackie in, because usually one or the other is that role. And I don't know why they can't seem to make Jackie funny in these movies. Like, she's never funny. she's never given anything to be funny about. She's always just kind of like the boss or like, it's so weird to me,
Mm.
you know? But this plot, I mean, Hallmark has literally made this movie 100 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether it's been like
It's a shame, yeah.
Pringles or cookies or Santa hats or, you know, how many different, the small store, small diner, small factory, the big guy from executive from the city coming in. That doesn't mean it couldn't be good if the writing is good and, you know, it's fun, but I'm going to cull this one. And much as I love Vivica A. Fox, I have a feeling it's just not going to be that great.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it as well. I'm not that excited for it. For the same reasons. I just feel like I've seen it a million times.
Yeah. Okay, then we have A Very Merry Beauty Salon. This stars Tia Mowry, Ron Rico Lee, Donna Bisco, Coco Brown, Ashley Aguilard, director Bobby Yan, writer Tara Knight. Sienna, the owner of the bustling Divine Beauty Salon, is preparing for Atlanta's Tinsel Ball, where she will be honored for her charitable work in the community. The annual event takes a glamorous turn with the arrival of Lawrence, a charismatic CEO whose family wine brand is now co-sponsoring the ball. Sparks fly between them, but Sienna's mother, Georgia, who is the head of the ball's committee, worries his involvement may ruin the event's traditions. So I feel a little concerned with this, that there is, aside from them being tinsel in the name of the ball, there's nothing about Christmas in this summary. Like, nothing. Like, you need more than tinsel to be Christmas. And I don't know. There's just not that much to be excited about in this to me. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean the cast is the only thing that was sort of drawing me to it.
I like Tia.
Yeah, I like Tia, so I'm hopeful, but like you said, it doesn't sound Christmassy, it doesn't sound Lifetime Christmassy even. Yeah, it just
No. Yeah.
no.
Why isn't this a Christmas ball? I mean, you need more than tinsel. Why aren't they why isn't it something in the beauty salon like about Christmas going on, like that she has to do some kind of something for Christmas? Like, it's just feeling like so bland. They've got this guy, charismatic CEO whose family wine brand is no co-sponsoring the ball. Like, why isn't that, like, that could be sort of Christmas related? Like, what if there's like it's a Toys for Tots Christmas gala that is threatened by the big bad wine executive guy, and then I mean that would be groan worthy, but at least it'd be more Christmas. You know, like, why does this guy hate Christmas or something?
Yeah, just reading that, there's nothing exciting there.
No, there's nothing exciting. Yeah. So okay. Then we have the 8th. This is How to Fall in Love by Christmas. This stars Terry Hatcher and Dan Payne, director Michael Kennedy, writer Ansley Gordon. Nora Winters, the fiercely talented writer turned CEO of her own lifestyle brand, Prism, finds herself in a tight spot when the company's future hangs in balance. In a desperate attempt to save her business, though, through a partnership with the popular dating app Take to Heart, she discovers an unexpected twist. The only way to win them over is to write a column on falling in love by Christmas with the help of Jack, a charismatic photographer who has been assigned to the piece. So this is the one, I've already seen this.
Right. I feel like I've seen it.
We saw this last year. We reviewed it.
I feel like I've seen it. I thought it was going crazy. Because I was like, was this not the one we saw last year? And I was like, no, the plot was completely different. And that was the one that we really liked last year. But the confusing thing is the guy in it played our ex-husband in that one.
Oh, like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. That was what was so confusing as well. So I'm like, is this not the same movie? Yeah, I feel like I've seen this.
Yeah. So I would give this one, I think I gave it 3 or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like it was average.
But especially compared to Christmas at the Chalet, which was so good last year.
So good, yeah.
Yeah. That one.
Yeah, I feel like that was a thing that Terry had 2 movies and one was on a different network. And now,
yeah, one was on Roku. That's what it was on.
Yeah.
Last year.
It's all coming back to me.
Okay, then we have the Holiday Junkie. This is on the 14th. This is Jennifer Love Hewitt and Brian Halliday, directed by Jennifer Love Hewitt and written by her and Anna White. The Holiday Junkie Addie, who runs a decorating and planning service company and is facing her first Christmas without her mother. Despite the challenges, Andy may also find some love at Christmas along the way with the handsome house manager Mason, who has his own holiday secrets. So I guess she's just like super in love with Christmas. I'm guessing that's what they mean by Holiday Junkie.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Just obsessed with Christmas, yeah.
Yeah, she runs this decorating and planning service. I don't know what the handsome house manager is. Like, I guess that's the place she's decorating.
Yeah.
I guess. But at least it's really Christmas focused. And then I'm curious to see what she does for her first. I mean, I don't know if it's first, but first time in this space, directing and writing for Jennifer Love Hewitt and starring.
Yeah. I'm excited for this one. I really like Jennifer Love Hewitt. I feel like I sort of grew up watching her.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice to have her. And I feel like they were on 911 together, or are on 911 together. I'm not sure about him, but I know she's like a main character on 911. And he's I think he's credited like 7 episodes. So,
I mean, it sounds pretty basic, but like pleasant. I feel like.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a hopeful. I don't know if I want to go diamond.
I'm gonna give it an orange, but I hope it'll be good.
Yeah, I'll give it a chocolate orange.
A chocolate orange. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, then we have Christmas on the Alpaca Farm. This on the 15th. Kristen Comerfort, Matt Wells, director Michael Kennedy, writers Michael Musi and Madison Walsh. And this Jess, the Queen of Christmas Sweaters, quits her job at the hottest fashion label in New York City, intent on winning a Christmas competition with her own line of sustainable luxury knits. Getting her hands dirty, she teams up with Andrew, a single dad and struggling alpaca farmer, as she helps bring Christmas joy to the farm and love into both of their hearts. What do you think of this?
I don't want to go first.
So I wanted you to go first because I was like, I mean, I like alpacas and
I like
cozy.
Animals.
I
like animals.
It sounds cozy. It could be cute, but just
I'm not excited about it. I feel like this was last year as well, wasn't it?
I feel like it was too.
Yeah, it was last year. I feel like it was probably on something else last year. I'm not really that excited about it. I'll watch it for the alpacas, obviously, but
obviously. Yeah, it was from last year, 2023. I don't know what it was on. And I don't think I've seen it. Maybe I've seen it.
I would have remembered the alpacas at least.
Yeah. I call it.
Yeah, I'm gonna call this.
Call it. Okay. Yeah.
Call this and then alpaca's diamond ring.
Yeah. But just alpaca's get a diamond. Story. It's a call.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies merch store.
Are you looking for that perfect gift for the postable, hardy, or Hallmarky in your life?
What about getting that t-shirt or hoodie that will help you stand out at your next holiday party?
Now is the time to check out the Hallmarkies merch store.
Full of festive designs by artists like Jessica Miller, Carrie from Hallmark Comics, and more.
You can even have more than just shirts, but totes, cell phone cases, notebooks, mugs, and more.
And it isn't just Hallmark. We have designs for Anna Green Gables, Man from Snowy River, The Nanny, and more.
Every purchase at the merch store goes to help support the podcast and allows us to make the great content you know and love.
There are frequent sales, so go to tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies or see the link in the description.
That's tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies.
Then on the 21st, we have A Carpenter Christmas Romance, Sasha Piertis and Mitchell Staggart, director Jake Helgren, writer Sarah Drew. When novelist Andrea hints her upcoming book may be taking a heartbreaking turn, her fans begin protesting, demanding their favorite character doesn't get killed off. Needing a haven where she can finish her novel, Andrea flees to her family's farmhouse in the town of Wildwood. Much to her surprise, she ends up running into her ex-crush, Seth, an artisanal woodworker who's helping rebuild the town after it was nearly destroyed by a fire. So that's kind of weird to have an ex-crush. Like, it's not her ex. I guess something happened that made her decide to not be crushing on him.
Yeah.
Her ex-crush.
Yeah, it's just a weird phrasing.
It's very weird phrasing. It sounds okay. I like Jake and I like Sarah, so that kind of gives me the most confidence in it.
I mean, I'm not familiar with Mitchell. I know Sasha from Pretty Little Liars.
She's done a couple of these, hasn't she? I feel like she. Let's see here. Or maybe not. Maybe someone else.
Yeah, you're probably thinking of someone else from Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah.
There's like 10 of them.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I think this is a really good cast because they're both fairly young. It's what we've been asking for, like young, fresh faces. The writing's really good. I think the concept of having something that's really popular and fan reaction having a impact on that is really interesting. It's something that happens a lot. It's something I've experienced and the things that I've read and consumed, like fan response to someone getting killed off, or a certain reaction to a character that eventually gets written out. I feel like that happens quite a lot nowadays. So I feel like that's not something that I've seen.
Yeah.
Which we don't see often when reading these summaries.
Right, like the toxic fan.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a hopeful diamond ring because just with everybody involved.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to give it an orange, but I am hopeful. It just made me realize reading this, because I thought of it with Jake, there is not a single LGBTQ film from Lifetime.
None.
Usually they have at least one.
At one, yeah.
And so
that
means that there is not a single one there's not a single gay positive holiday film on any network.
Yeah,
none.
It's
this year.
Yeah, it's awful. It
none
feels
from
like
Hallmark. None from GAC. None from Lifetime.
It feels like they've honestly just been like, well, we've done enough. And it's like, no, you haven't.
Yeah.
Like they've not.
And Netflix doesn't have one. I mean, there's literally none.
There's none. I think there is one that is going to be. I saw it the other day. I'm going to have to track it down so that we can at least cover it, and support them, because I feel like it's very sort of grassroots, and I feel like it's a lesbian story on YouTube. I think it was getting promoted, so I will happily purchase that. Because I feel like it's so disheartening that we're going back to that, where it's just having to really dig through the combs and try and find stuff. And
the only one will be the Cherry Lane ones on Hallmark Plus. That will be it.
Yeah, and that's not leads.
Yeah, it's because ensemble
piece.
Yeah. And they'll have on holidays on the show, but that does kind of concern me that basically it seems like Hallmark is sort of moving diversity over to Hallmark Plus.
Yeah.
It's like, we're not going to have it on the regular.
No, just move everything over here and look away. Yeah, it's really disheartening. That was the first thing, actually, when I read it, because obviously when I realised that with the Hallmark one, I was like, well, the Lifetime will come through for us.
Yeah.
That was the reaction, and then I was just like, "Are you kidding?" It's not as if they don't have people that are willing to do it. They have so many like fans reaching out to actresses. I see it all the time, asking them to play
Yeah.
gay characters on these movies, and they're so happy and willing to do it. They just need people to actually
Yeah.
write them for them and put it on their network.
Yeah, like we know, like Ali Liebert, Kat
Yeah.
Farrell, like
Mhm.
there's a bunch of actors who have been are willing to be in. I would say most of the Hallmark talent would be more than
Most
willing
of them,
to,
yeah. Yeah,
to
more than
do.
happy to do it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was really surprising, and I did not realize until we were going through this that, oh my gosh, there's none for
Mhm.
and I kind of gave Hallmark a little bit of a pass because of the strike. I
Mhm.
just know that there was less to pick from this
Mhm.
year than in years past. There was just
Yeah.
less movies made. So I was like, okay, I'll give it, but like, because my thought was, well, the like Lifetime, the other networks took those ones. There was less to pick
Mhm.
from, so there was
Yeah.
left remaining for Hallmark. But that's just
Mhm.
not the case because nobody has one.
Nobody has one. Yeah,
None.
even your smaller networks like Roku and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there's none.
None.
It's so disappointing.
So
It's just not good enough at this point. You know, it's everybody should have a Christmas movie
yeah,
when there's so many.
yeah. Yeah, it's very strange. Anyway, we just have one more left. It's called Engaged by Christmas. This on 22nd. Brittany Bristow, Marcus Rosner, director Dylan Pierce. When Zoe writes to advice columnist Dear Adora to help save her relationship before the holidays, she puts the advice into practice and it's disastrous. Her boyfriend breaks up with her. When she tracks down Dear Adora to confront her, she discovers it's actually a man named Adam. Zoe vows to keep Adam's identity a secret if he helps her to repair her life via a series of Christmas-themed events publicized by his column. When the interest in their activities gains traction, will they also find love? I feel like I've seen this one as well.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen it as well.
It says 2024 on the thing, but it just sounds
Yeah, it's got a
really, really
different name.
familiar.
Yeah, it's got a different name on IMDb as well. Dear Christmas Hearts.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
This plot sounds fine, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, it's just that Marcus hasn't been doing it for me lately. I do like Brittany. I'm gonna give it a call.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound great to me.
Yeah, there's nothing. It feels again just like I've seen it before.
Yeah.
The plot.
Like it literally feels like I've seen this movie before, and I'm not sure if it's just
Yeah.
because it sounds so generic or I literally have seen it.
Literally have seen it before. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Marcus Rosner fan. He's not really one that I tune in for. I like Brittany. I'll give it a sock. I don't want to go coal on the way out, but
Yeah. I mean, I like Marcus as a person. He's really great, but man, he's just done so many duds. It's tough. His Love Club movie, he just did this following like Snowflakes. The Love on the Right Course was so boring. And Ice Palace Romance was so bad last year. I mean, I could go on and on. The only one recently that I've liked that he's done was the Notes of Autumn.
Oh, that was really good.
I liked.
I feel like that's probably the last one that I've seen because I've not heard good word of mouth of the ones following that.
Yeah. I mean, he did so many projects in 2023 and almost all of them were terrible.
Oh, that's not good.
Sorry, Marcus. But yeah, I mean, and they have done a movie together. They did that Love Club one. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, end on a downer. Sorry about that. But I think there are some interesting things coming from Lifetime. And we did get some diamond rings. So we'll just see how it goes. There's probably lots of room for surprises. And so let us know what you think of these movies. Love to hear your thoughts in the comment section or on Twitter. And And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all of our social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. And Michelle, where can people find you?
On Twitter at Michelle Renson.
Great. And if you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. We sure appreciate that. And if you are watching YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that so much. We also have our Patreon group and merch store. We have some new holiday themed movie designs. They're really fun. So please take a look over there. And thanks so much, everybody. Merry Christmas. Bye.
Merry Christmas. Bye.